This isn't the first time that Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Amar Preet Singh has red flagged delays in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. He's done that in the past. He's done that privately. He's done that one-on-one with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. He's sensitized the government about delays and he's given details of timelines. In fact, within the Air Force fraternity, while talking to airmen and air warriors, he's given out all these details. That look at the timeline of delays. The aircraft that was supposed to be supplied to the Indian Air Force, that was promised to the Indian Air Force, even the first 40 from 2016 where the delivery started, now it's 2025, the first 40 haven't been provided. So this is when you're talking about just the current form of LCA. What happens to Mark 1A? What happens then to Mark 2? Why these delays? And who in the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is responsible for this? He said very politely, ab maza nahi aa raha hai. The squadron strength, sanctioned squadron strength is 37.5 squadrons. The desire of the Indian Air Force is 42 squadrons. If they're down to 30 squadrons, where you have an expansionist China that's already talking about a 6th generation fighter jet, when you're talking about Pakistan that's being supplied planes by China, how will Indian Air Force touch the sky with glory with depleting squadron strength if the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is not in mission mode? We'll talk about that in greater detail. Where are the problems? What are the solutions? Time to bring in private players. Will Government of India once again be forced to buy foreign aircraft to at least shore up the numbers? All that and much more. But let's begin with this report.
At the moment, I am just not confident of HAL.
Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Amar Preet Singh at the Yelahanka Air Base targeted the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited with laser-guided precision barbs on delays in fighter jet supplies.
I can only tell you that our requirements and what our worries are. You have to alleviate those worries and make us more confident. We will. At the moment, I am just not confident of HAL, which is very, very wrong thing to happen.
No,
HAL is our own company. We all have worked there. I also served in HAL as a temporary pilot. I have also been there, and of course very closely in NFTC. That's like HAL flying only. But I find that we are just not in mission mode. Everything is ho jayega.
Hindustan Aeronautics Limited or HAL officials were ripped apart by the quick-fire attack on HAL, unable to meet promised timelines on delivery of Tejas light combat aircraft for the IAF. The IAF chief, who has the responsibility of protecting the vast airspace, is fighting with his back to the wall. The IAF continues to fly the 1960s vintage MiG-21 fighter jets, repeatedly upgrading them and giving a life extension to engines and airframes to maintain the basic minimum squadron strength. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited Chairman and Managing Director quickly responded as the IAF chief's criticism, caught on camera, went viral on social media. The HAL chief insisted they were aware of IAF requirements and were quickly trying to deliver the fighter jets.
Concern of the air chief is understandable. Of course, the squadron strengths are going down. So we have now promised that we will have all these structures ready. And we have conveyed this. In multiple meetings at different levels, we have conveyed this, that we are building this. And once the engines are available, this will start rolling out. So I think the concern is well understood. There's no doubt on that. And as a team, all of us are focused on seeing that this comes, we will start delivering the aircraft.
But this is not the first time that the IAF chief has red flag delays in HAL timelines. Twice in the recent past, he sensitized HAL, saying they did not appear to be in mission mode and had failed to fulfill their promises of delivering the required number of aircraft and meet the deadlines.
First, aircraft flew in 2001, 17 years. Then the induction started another 15 years later, 2016. Today we are in 2024. I do not have the first 40 aircraft also. So this is the production capability. We need to do something. And I am very convinced that we need to get some private players in.
There have been multiple delays in the Tejas timelines. Some can rightly be attributed to delays in receiving the General Electric fighter jet engines from the United States of America. But both HAL and the Union government have to sort out issues like bureaucratic delays, capacity building, and full operations from multiple bases and locations. To touch the sky with glory, HAL will have to be on mission mode with the Indian Air Force. With Shivani Sharma in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today. Atmanirbhar Bharat is essential in defense manufacturing. The Prime Minister, he said so in very clear terms. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has also spoken of it. But for Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has to deliver. And there are reasons that Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has been sensitized where the problems are, where the niggles are, what needs to be done. There are issues of bureaucratic delays. We'll talk about that in greater detail. But this isn't the first time that the chief has been caught on camera saying so. He's a soldier. He does not mince his words. Listen in to what he said earlier. This was in January. He'd said he'd been promised 11 aircraft. By the time Aero India show happens, he's there at Aero India. Where are those 11 aircraft? They have not been delivered. So promises are made, but they're not kept. Listen in.
Tejas, we started inducting in 2016. 2016. Actually, we should go back to 1984 when we conceived that aircraft. First aircraft flew in 2001, 17 years. Then the induction started another 15 years later, 2016. Today we are in 2024. I do not have the first 40 aircraft also. So this is the production capability. We need to do something. And I am very convinced that we need to get some private players in. We need to have competition. We need to have multiple sources available so that people are wary of losing their orders, that we may not get the next order. Otherwise, things will not change.
So the sting is in the tail. We need to bring in private players. We need to have competition so that players are scared that they may lose business to competition. With Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, are they comfortable? Even if they don't deliver the aircraft, what can Indian Air Force do? They cannot go anywhere because the nation is so fixed, and rightly so, on Atmanirbhar Bharat.